Welcome to MLC TV News Hour, reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, the Confluent State of Nigeria. I am Jane G. Abalagbubo. First, the headlines. Federal government committed to revive the old Port Harcourt refinery by December. Federal government releases suspected IPOB members arrested in 2020. Swedish PM resigns as right-wing parties win votes. And EMMANUEL AMUNEKE appointed coach of Zambia's ZANACO. And now the news in detail. Stakeholders and executives of the All Progressives Congress and top politicians from Mopamuro, Yagba East and West Federal Constituency were received in Lugard House, Lokoja, in continuation of the interaction with Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello. They gave assurance of their continued support and loyalty to the government of Kogi State. Governor Bello assures them of a seamless relationship with him. Our reporter tells us more.
APC executive and delegates were drawn from the three local government areas that make up the federal constituency, namely Mopamuro, Yaba East and Yaba West local government areas, converged at the Glass House to have direct interaction with the governor. Kogi State Chairman of All Progressives Congress, Abdullahi Bello, while delivering his welcome address, thanked the stakeholders for making it to the meeting despite the distance. Bello described the attitude of the grassroots politicians as a plus to the administration of Yahya Bello.
I can beat my chest that having these people, having them in audience today, I'm very sure that come 2023, the election is as good as over. We are sure of victory.
Kogi State Governor Yahya Bello thanked the people of Mopamuro, Yaba East and West Federal Constituency for committing themselves to the party's progress and that their support for the new direction government will not go unnoticed.
And I want to assure you that you have a leader who is even more ready for the business ahead of us. Today, my interface with you is not for long speech making. It's not for too much talk. We have never played this kind of politics before. Politics of inclusion and ensuring that everybody matters. Politics of ensuring that all of you are recognized and you have direct interface with your leader and leaders, and that your voice counts, and that whatever you do, you will directly have the benefits.
He thanked the stakeholders for putting their houses in order even before election. Bello identified the effort of the State's Information Commissioner, Kingsley Fanwo, who led the reconciliation process.
I am happy seeing my family members, one united APC family members of Kogi State, from Yagba Federal Constituency, comprising of Yagba East, Yagba West, and Mopamuro. And let me express my appreciation and delight over what I've been seeing recently in this federal constituency. I've seen that on your own you have decided to unite and bring yourselves together, reaching out to those who are aggrieved and bringing them into the fold. I thank the leadership from these various areas. Kingsley Fanwo is an evangelist, and everywhere is his church. You don't have particular church, but he's a political evangelist. He has been able to put it very succinctly.
The governor expressed satisfaction with the Yaba Federal Constituency, presenting a senatorial candidate after over 2 decades of being sidelined.
How many years has Yaba Federal Constituency stood or waited, wanting to produce a senator representing the West Senatorial District? 23 years. 23 good years. And I thank God that under my leadership, Yagba Federal Constituency is going to produce the next senator. representing West Senatorial District, in the person of Honorable Sunday Karimi.
He assured them of adequate protection against any form of intimidation.
In terms of infrastructure, there are still some areas that we need to touch, and we will touch them and complete them, especially in terms of roads. We have done some within the limit of our resources, and we are still going to do more. And for us to do more and even complete those that we have started, you need to demonstrate this time around that we are going to play our politics differently. Not bad politics again. You must sheath your sword. If it is not your turn today, it will be your turn tomorrow.
The senatorial candidate of the All Progressives Congress for Kogi West, Sunday Karimi, said efforts are geared towards reconciling all electorates, and on what he has to offer if elected, he promised to push to reconsider the no-go area tagged in the Constitution of Nigeria.
My experience in the House of Rep for 8 years, I know we have to do things differently. Let me tell you, for Nigeria to move forward, some of the no-go areas we consider in our legislation, I'm talking of the first schedule of our constitution, that they say no-go area. We have to start looking for a way to touch those areas, because those no-go areas are the core problems of Nigeria. When you talk of saying we have to have a unitary police, it's not going to work. The security problem we have all over the nation now shows that we cannot continue to work that way.
While thanking the governor for the love he has shown to the constituency, Kogi State Commissioner for Finance Asiwaju Asiru Idris expressed readiness to deliver all the party candidates during the forthcoming general election. Asiru added that the government of Kogi State has done so much for Yaba and it's time for payback. Khadijat Mohammed reporting for MLC TV.
The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Timi Silva, has restated federal government's commitment to revive the old Port Harcourt refinery in Rivers State by December 2022. Silva, who hinted this at the end of the Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by the President Muhammadu Buhari at the Council Chamber, Presidential Villa, Abuja. He said the development of the compressed natural gas is still in progress. Fielding questions on the state of the ongoing repairs of the nation's refineries, Silva said the old one with 60,000 barrels per day capacity would be functional by the end of 2022. They are also progressing both Warri and Kaduna refineries. He further assured that the ministry is working assiduously to ensure that everything is put in place before the end of the year. Governor Nazir El-Rufai of Kaduna State has applauded security agencies for mounting a sustained offensive against terrorists, kidnappers and other criminals in the state. The governor made the commendation on Wednesday in Kaduna while declaring open the 4th edition of the Kaduna Book and Art Festival. The governor said in the last 6 weeks there has been improved offensive operation against criminals and they are confident if it is sustained, people can drive comfortably without any security or taking of the train to Kaduna. He thanked organizers of the festival for coming to Kaduna to hold the event in spite of what people say about the states. El-Rufai said that his vision was to ensure that Kaduna remained a place where everyone feels at home with no provision for indigent, tribe or religion. The governor expressed happiness to see many young people doing so well in poetry and writing, doing wonderfully things with their lives. The future of Kaduna is in the hands of young people, particularly women. They are determined to give them opportunities to excel. El-Rufai also spoke on the 2023 polls, urging citizens to vote for people who would address their problems, not those who created them. The federal government has released suspected members of the indigenous people of Biafra arrested by officers of the Nigerian Army since February 2020 at the Imo River community in Abia State. The victims, Sunday 1459, Uzonwane Ejiofor 48, and Wilfred DK 36, were held at 14th Brigade Nigerian Army or Hafia, Abia State for over 2 years. Meanwhile, Amnesty International Nigeria has welcomed the release of the trio. In a statement, Amnesty International urged the government to provide information about the status of other victims of enforced disappearance and incommunicado detention. Musuliu Smith, chairman of the Police Service Commission (PSC), has resigned his position on health ground. Ikechukwu Ani, the spokesperson of PSC, confirmed the resignation to journalists in Abuja. Ani said an official statement would soon be issued by the commission on the matter. A source at the commission told News Agency of Nigeria that Smith had earlier written a notice of resignation to President Muhammadu Buhari and that the notice has been approved. According to the source, with the resignation, Smith is expected to hand over to Justice Clara Ogunbiyi, retired, representing judiciary at the commission. We go on a short break. We'll be right back.
Get human interest stories right here on MLC TV with entertainment, sports, business, culture, tourism, and fashion news stories all featured on MLC TV. Not forgetting political and current affairs news, state and federal government and people's matters will be discussed regularly on MLC TV. MLC TV, your one-stop online destination for unbiased, accurate news, entrepreneur ideas, and youth matters to the rest of the world. MLC TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone.
Welcome back. Now on foreign. Sweden's Prime Minister has resigned after her government was defeated in Sunday's election. Magdalena Andersson's center-left coalition looks set to narrowly lose to a bloc of right-wing parties, 176 seats to 173, with 99% of the votes counted. Moderate party leader UIF Kristersson is now expected to form a government. The bloc includes the Sweden Democrats, a far-right party that has campaigned against rising gang shootings. It is a huge blow to Andersson's Social Democrats, which gained votes compared to the last election and remains Sweden's largest party. But in Sweden, it is a bloc politics that usually decides who gets into power, and the right bloc has scored a razor-thin majority. The final result is still to be confirmed after a recount, which is standard practice in Sweden. Andersson accepted defeat at a news conference on Wednesday. She formally offered her resignation on Thursday. The close-fought election campaign was dominated by gangs, immigration and integration issues, as well as soaring electricity prices. Andersson was the Nordic nation's first female PM when she took office last year. She quit on the first day before returning soon after. She has been edged out by a four-party right-wing bloc made up of the Sweden Democrats, Moderate Party, Christian Democrats, and Liberals. However, the party's leader, Jimmy Åkesson, will not become prime minister because he does not have the full support of all four parties. Instead, UIF Kristersson, leader of the moderates, has said he will start to form a government. Let's join Jonah Malik for the sports updates.
And on sports update, former Super Eagles assistant coach EMMANUEL has been appointed as the head coach of Zambia's Premier League side ZANACO FC. The ex-international will be in Zambia to take over as the new head coach of the Super League Giants. Details of his contract are sketchy as at the time of this report, but the former Tanzania senior national team head coach will be on his way to Zambia capital Lusaka in the coming days to resume duty. ZANACO last won the MTN/FAS Super League division in 2016 and came second in 2021. And that's sports update on MLC TV News. I am Malik Jonah reporting. Back to Akasta for more stories.
Jonah for the sport news. And over to Matthias Ayodeji Peter for the entertainment news.
Entertainment. Rave of the moment and Afrobeat hottest artist of 2022, Asake has made history with the release of his debut album, Mr. Money with a Vibe. Ololade Asake has broken records on Apple Music with the release of his debut album. Mr. Money with the Vibes has recorded the biggest opening day for an African album in Apple Music history. Aside from breaking the record for the biggest opening day, Mr. Money with the Vibes also broke the record for the biggest opening 3 days for an African album in Apple Music history. In a record-breaking trend, 9 songs of the album got into the global daily top 100. In an incredible never-before-accomplished feat by an African album, Mr. Money with a Vibe reached number 1 on the top album charts in 31 countries worldwide, including Nigeria, the UK, and Ireland. Multiple songs of Mr. Money with the Vibes reached the daily top 100 in 60 countries worldwide, including 26, where they reached the top 10. The leading song of the album also reached number 1 in 14 countries worldwide. Mr. Money with the Vibes is Asake's debut album that follows an incredible run in 2022 that has seen him drop successive hits. The album is a sonic masterpiece that embraces every element of the artist who explores his Fuji background to offer different fragments of his reality. The Magic Sticks produced album majestically explores the Amapiano soundscape while also embracing rich Nigerian mainstream and sonic elements. The album has been considered by critics to be one of the best debut albums in the history of Afrobeat, and its record-breaking success on Apple Music is further proof of its quality and impact. Still on our entertainment news from Africa, Nollywood actor Olariwaju James, also known as Baba Ijesa, has asked an Ikeja Domestic and Sexual Violence Court to grant him post-conviction bail pending hearing and determination of his appeal before the Lagos Division of the Court of Appeal. Justice Oluwatoyin Taiwo had in July sentenced Baba Ijesa to 16 years imprisonment for child defilement. He was convicted of 4 out of a 6-count charge brought against him by the Lagos State government. The jailed actor was convicted for child defilement, indecent treatment of a child, sexual assault, and attempted sexual assault by penetration. The convict is serving a 5-year concurrent jail term. Baba Ijesa, who was in court on Wednesday, September 14, 2022, again sought to suspend the imprisonment pending appeal. During proceedings, Chukwudi Adiku informed the court they have filed an application for bail pending appeal, pursuant to Section 6, Subsection 6 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. Adiku argued that Section 51 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Law, Lagos State 2015, empowers the courts to admit the applicants to bail, either unconditionally or upon reasonable conditions. He said granting their application will serve the courts of justice. And that is all on entertainment news today. My name is Matthias Ayodeji Peter, reporting for MLC TV. Back to our caster for more stories.
Thank you, Matthias, for the entertainment update. 2 Nigerians have been reportedly killed off the shores of Banken Beach in Grand Crew, Liberia, while aboard the Ophelia Panana, a Japan-bound ship. According to allafrica.com, 12 other Nigerians were rescued by members of a Liberian joint task force while trying to escape from being killed by the ship's crew. The Nigerians were believed to be stowaways trying to make it to Japan by illegally boarding the ship. The crew members, believed to be either Chinese or Japanese nationals, reportedly killed the 2 men and dumped their bodies in the ocean. While the 12 survivors managed to swim to the shores of Banken Beach, where they were rescued by the task force. The Nigerians were said to be carrying multiple wounds on their bodies when they were rescued. Those killed on the ship were identified as Frank and Osas Vedurable. According to Christia, the task force's head, the ship left Lagos around September 5. Tia said the Nigerians were discovered in their hiding places after they banged on the ship to request food from the crew. This was after they had spent 5 days on board without food or water. On behalf of the liberators of the Stand Up for Women Society (SWS), the National President Barrister Deborah Ijadele Adetona of Stand Up for Women Society expresses shock over the death of the chairman of the SWS Kogi chapter. She offered her deepest condolences on the sudden passing of their Kogi State chapter chairperson, Queen Shuaibu Toba. In a press statement signed by the national president made available to journalists by the association's national public relations officer, Billy Nwogu, the national president said Queen steadfastly steered the affairs of SWS within the short period she lived and had left positive marks in the association, which cannot be erased in a hurry because she led with wisdom and foresight. She bonded faster with people easily. Meeting people of different backgrounds, she was able to build over stronger relationships with them at the state and national levels. They will deeply miss her immeasurable contributions to the growth of the SWS, especially in Kogi State. They honored her legacy, Queen, and mourn her loss. Adetona described her death as a blow to the entire association, saying she was a vibrant leader who did her best to bring all members together within the short period she piloted the affairs of the chapter. Barrister Adetona prayed to God to comfort the husband, children, and the entire family she left behind. They love her, but God loves her even more. May Queen Toba's soul rest in perfect peace. The mother of the Ondo State Governor Rotimi Akeredolu, Grace Akeredolu, is dead. The death was confirmed by the governor's chief press secretary, Richard Olatunde, in a statement issued on Thursday. According to the statement, the deceased passed on peacefully in her sleep early Thursday morning. Mama was 90 years. The statement read, she is survived by her children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and other family members. Further announcements will be made by the family in due course. And that is the size of our package today. Join us tomorrow at this same hour to watch our news as we give you updates on happenings within and across the globe. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Malachi TV. Like and follow our Facebook page, MLC TV, Instagram, MLC TV 2021, and Twitter at MLC TV1. For your events, coverage, information, contribution, adverts, and sponsorship, please call any of our numbers displayed on your screen. Join us Fridays and Saturdays to watch our special programs. It is Malachi TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone. I am Genji Abalagbubu. Please continue to be your brother's keeper to build a united and peaceful society together. Good day, and thanks for watching.